Hey guys, I'm Russ.
And I'm Angie.
And I am a recovering addict to pornography, masturbation, and other lustful behaviors.
And as his wife and support person, I'm here to help those who've been affected by pornography use and to help you find hope and healing in your life.
We hope you liked our new introduction video.
It's pretty sweet.
A special shout out to Sonrisa. Instagram name.
Once Upon a Sonrisa.
She put that together for us. That's awesome.
We were up super early that morning to get some beautiful sunrise shots, and she did an amazing job. Thank you, Sonrisa. You did great. So today we're going to talk about some stuff that's a little bit more serious. Our topic for today is anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts. So I've struggled with anxiety for a really long time. It's been at least 10 years since before I met Russ. And it was always something that wasn't like super out of control for me, but I think with everything that we've gone through in our relationship, it's definitely been magnified and increased. And I was at the point with my anxiety where I was having panic attacks just by seeing a truck that looked like Russell's truck, or just like all these things that would go through my mind, just wondering like what he's doing, just everything like that. If you struggle with anxiety, you know what I'm talking about. And that was something that I just felt like it was just going to be part of my life for like forever, that I was just going to have to deal with that for a really long time. And so I just felt like I was going to be stuck with that for the rest of my life, especially as we continue to deal with the addiction, with Russell's addiction. But I was able to be introduced to EMDR therapy through my regular therapist at Adult Recovery here in Utah. And that was something that was actually finally able to kind of break me out of that, the panic attacks that I was getting. But, and while that was really helpful, I think the thing that's made the biggest difference for me with the anxiety has been doing dailies. And we have a video that we talked about all about dailies. We'll link that down below. And just really being mindful of everyday things, and I think trying to stay positive and being rooted with my higher power really helped. And yeah, I think that's been really what's made a difference for me. It's not something that like I don't know, there's just like all kinds of different levels of anxiety and depression out there, so I feel like it's not maybe a cure for all. But I do think like especially exercise is a huge de-stressor for me, but definitely having that connection with my higher power has been the most helpful. And then something else that started after we were married and as issues arose in our marriage was I started to get really depressed. It was something that at first I didn't recognize. I didn't realize how depressed I was. I just kept like pushing past the pain and pushing past issues that were coming up and just trying to like mask those issues, I guess. But yeah, as I've looked back through the years, I just like, whoa, like it's crazy how depressed I was.
And I've also struggled with depression myself as an addict. Just especially trying to recover myself, not really working things, but wanting to get over it, ending back up in the shame cycle, not being able to overcome these things on my own, especially. I've been depressed, thinking that this was something I'm going to have to deal with myself, that I wouldn't feel, normal or alive, real. That, yeah, my addiction is I'm gonna struggle with pornography use on and off for the rest of my life. So yeah, I felt depressed myself throughout the years. What has helped me, just like Angie has said, especially recently, is all the dailies, the structure, working on myself, and working on our relationship and my relationship with our kids.
Connecting, right?
Yeah, really, yeah, just connecting with my loved ones and really people I work with, that I interact with. Just seeing them as well as a person, knowing that they have their own struggles, not being judgmental about what they're going through, seeing them, with their faults and their trials. Yeah, just knowing that other people out there are not just people, but they're a person, a human being with feelings and emotions and struggles, and just like myself, they need to be loved and talked to, listened to, helped.
When did you feel like you started struggling with depression? Because it's something that started like right with your addiction, or before? Do you feel like you turned to your addiction because you were depressed?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that any negative emotions like depression, suicidal thoughts, anger, hate, I would try and get over those with acting out, with looking at pornography, with yeah.
So it's just like a cycle, right?
Yep. You act out because you're feeling depressed, and then you feel depressed because you acted out, especially when you didn't want to. If you're working on recovery and getting that recovery capital, and then you feel bad and you act out, then you lose all the sobriety days. You're gonna feel depressed again. It's just getting into that shame cycle and just continuing to just getting into that shame cycle.
For me, I feel like it was kind of a cycle too. I don't really know if it would be a shame cycle, but I know I was really depressed at the beginning of our marriage, or after finding out about his first emotional affair. And I just tried to step up my game. Like, I was just going to do everything that I could do to be a better wife, to be a better partner, just to do everything, like Angie 2.0. I was doing everything that I could. And then when he would relapse, that would send me down really far. I guess it was shame then, because then I would feel like I'm not good enough, and I felt like he relapsed because of me, because I didn't do what I was supposed to do or what I needed to do or things like that. And it was just this game in my head going over and over. And then after that passed, then I was back to okay, I'm going to step it up again. I'm going to do everything that I need to do to be better, to do this, to do that. And then just no matter what I did, he still relapsed, and then that would just set me back down. I think I wasn't gonna cry. I think the time, and I don't know if this affected me the most because I was pregnant, but I think the time that I felt like I was depressed the most was when I was pregnant. And I had gained a lot of weight, and I felt like that was something that I couldn't control. I didn't want to starve and affect my baby. But I felt like I couldn't control that, and when he would relapse, that was really, really hard on me, because I felt unwanted, and I felt like I wasn't good enough. And when I was pregnant was the first time that I contemplated suicide. A few times. But I also feel like being pregnant was the only thing that kept me alive. Because no matter what I thought of, I would most likely kill my baby as well. So if I hurt myself or ended my life, I would most likely end up killing my son, and I didn't want that to happen. I just wanted to end my misery. I didn't want it to affect him, but I knew that most likely it would, and I feel like he saved my life. And I do refer to my son Skylar, he's up there. I do refer to him as my angel baby because I feel like he was sent to me at that time for that reason. And if I hadn't been pregnant, I don't think that I would still be alive.
So I've also struggled with suicidal thoughts, especially when I wanted to do better and I was trying. I wanted to be a better man, a better husband, a better father, and then I would relapse, and I thought, I'm weak, I'm not strong enough, like there's no point in me trying. I'm just causing pain for my wife. My kids aren't gonna care for me. Nobody really knows who I am. I remember a time when I had acted out, I had relapsed. I don't think Angie was home, and just the thought of having to tell her that I had acted out, I felt bad. I didn't want to. I was trying. Had to get out of the house. I went for a ride. Went on a motorcycle ride up through the canyons, and I thought I could just ride off the side of the road, end it there. It would end my struggles. It would end her pain, at least for a little bit. Should give her a chance to find somebody better than who I was. Find somebody that could be a better father for, at the time it was only Skylar. And then in my misery of continuing the cycle. But obviously I didn't. I came home, we talked about it. I told her what happened.
It's actually kind of crazy because, like, while he was gone, I had the feeling that he might not come back. Like, I don't know why. I just thought, like, what if he kills himself? And I didn't even know he had relapsed. But I also remember feeling like it wouldn't be the end of the world for me if he did that. Because I was in so much pain. I was hurting a lot. So, but then, obviously I was glad that he was home, and then we talked about it, and that was helpful.
I was depressed about having relapsed. Like I said, about having to tell her about it. But after I got back and we talked, I told her how I had relapsed and how I was feeling. and the thoughts that I had while I was writing. And that actually helped us grow closer together. Just talking about that, opening up, talking about our feelings.
And I think at that point too, I was able to gain a lot of empathy for him, because I saw how much he was hurting, how much it hurt him to have to tell me that he relapsed. To me, it meant that he was trying. And so I was able to really just be more of a support for him at that time as well. So I honestly feel like it's a bit miraculous that we're both kind of still here, because at least I know I felt unsupported, and I felt like I had nobody to turn to, and I felt like I had nobody that I could relate to, or that would be able to relate to me, and so therefore I couldn't speak up about what I was feeling.
And same here. I thought that I was the only one who was struggling with pornography use, that everybody else using it wanted to use it and was enjoying it. I didn't think that there'd be anybody for me to reach out to, or would care that I was struggling with it, that I wanted to change, but it was hard. I didn't think anybody would understand, that would even still love me. I thought everybody would shame me and stay away.
I feel like everybody loved the shell that I was being. Like I felt like a shell outside of me, and everybody was okay with that, and so why would they want or like who I really was on the inside of the person that was struggling?
Yeah, we really had two faces, didn't we? The one that we would show everybody, the happy, no problems, loving life. And then back home, there's the struggles, difficulties, the pain.
Yeah, and I actually remember several friends telling me, like, oh, your marriage is so good, like, Russ is a great guy, and everything's perfect, and you guys are awesome, and you own a home, and always on the inside, I just wanted to scream and be like, you have no idea what my life is like. You have no idea what I'm struggling with. You have no idea that I was bawling my eyes out last night because of something that happened, and here I am pretending that nothing happened. It wasn't healthy at all. But I'm really grateful that we're at a place now that we're both just a lot more mindful, and even just opening up and communicating, we're able to get those feelings out and not just hide them and bury them. I think that's one of the first steps, right? Being able to get them out. They're not just a burden to us anymore. We're able to communicate, we're able to connect with each other, even in the painful times. And so that's been really great.
And it's also important to know, even for guys too, society now, like, oh, guys are strong, guys should be the big tough guy, and doesn't say much, but we have more feelings than just happy, sad, and mad. We can open up, we can turn to our spouses, our parents, siblings, friends.
Sponsor.
A sponsor.
Yeah, if you have one.
You would actually be amazed at how many people would be supportive and show their love, if not more, for you, for opening up and reaching out to them.
We want you guys to know that even if we don't personally know you, we do care about you. And you matter to us.
We do love you, and we do want to hear from you. If you're struggling with anything, any issues, you need somebody to talk to, please email us, reach out to us.
Even if it's not addiction related, like whatever it is.
Doesn't have to be. Just I had a bad day at work, or somebody said something to me, anything. And also, don't forget, there's the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. If you feel like you need to talk to somebody right away, it could be at night, weekends, weekdays, whenever. If you don't think you can get a hold of us, don't feel like reaching out to us, reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Someone to talk to, they'll listen to you, have a conversation with, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours. We'll have the suicide hotline number in the description box below, as well as a few others. I know being in the military, every branch seemed to have their own. So there's military hotlines, civilian hotlines, and we'll have all those linked down below for you.
You guys, truly, you matter to us, and if you don't think that you matter to someone, I believe that. I know that you do. Thank you again so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We really want to continue to connect with you guys and hear from you and help you in any way that we can. That's what we're here for. Thank you again so much for watching.
Please like, subscribe, comment, email us, share the video, help others.
And we'll see you next time, guys.
And we love you. Take care.